Hey everyone, welcome to the ATYL live stream on a Wednesday night. Good to see you all tuning in to talk all things motorsports, NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula One, maybe some sprint car racing. I don't know. We're going to talk all about it here, joined by Andrea, Sal, and Buddy from the ATYL crew to chat with you all. So first off, hello. Good to see you, Andrea, Sal, and Buddy. Awesome to see you all join the show. Yay.
Hello.
And good to see everyone in the chat too. Adam, NASCAR dude, Alex. Yeah, there's so much to talk about, and let's just dive right in with Bristol. Yes, I know Bristol was Saturday. We're kind of done with it, so we're just gonna abridge the version of the Bristol talk we were gonna have. So first off, after hearing everyone's thoughts about the tires this week, maybe hearing from some drivers, listening to some podcasts, the guys that were cut from the round of 16. Sal, I'm going to throw it to you. Any closing thoughts from Bristol, surprises, shocks?
I mean, the tire was the talk of the race, which we kind of had an idea. I think kind of unpacking why that happened versus, because in practice we didn't see what we saw on Saturday night. So it was interesting to have that kind of from one day to another. And maybe it was because, ARCA and trucks ran on it. And then, Saturday it was a little fresher, a little cleaner, the PJ won. But Bristol, I didn't have anything in terms of who is advancing to the next round and who's cut. I didn't have a ton of surprises. Sorry, buddy. The 88 could not master the ovals in the first round. But it's rough. We hate it for Shane, but it's I don't know. I feel the only real surprise to me and Austin Cindric making it through to this next round was probably the only one that I would say is somewhat surprising.
I would say Andrea called
it surprising because he's been running pretty good. Andrea knows what's good. She knows what's up.
Yeah, I was adamant about that the last time I was on this live.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you for being that way about that because, he's been doing so well. And we know that Penske really picks up the pace when the playoffs hit because this is just their bread and butter. We know this is the format that they all just have done so well in. And for Austin Cindric, too, he has this 3-year thing where it takes him 3 years to find a groove in a series that he's in, whether it was Xfinity or even Cup, what we're seeing now. To see him make it past that first round was exciting. I think a lot of people too even had Bubba Wallace out after the first round, and I was like, no,
that's crazy.
That's crazy. If you had that, I was listening to the teardown, and I think either Jordan or Jeff had him out after the first round, and I was like, woof, dude.
I'm convinced they don't watch NASCAR sometimes.
It's wild.
Some of their takes this week, I adore Jordan and Jeff, I do, but Jordan sometimes.
He drinks the clickbait Kool-Aid a little bit sometimes.
I think he feeds off of it. He loves the energy. He loves the chaos.
He's here to deliver chaos.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. But I think too, when you have a podcast, sometimes you need a yin and a yang. You need somebody who thinks differently, so you have those conversations, right? So I don't know, but
I'm the Jordan of my podcast, and
I love that though. Every podcast has to have a Jordan, and everyone has to have a Jeff, so it has to be that way.
Yeah.
I know sometimes we all maybe agree more than that kind of dynamic, I guess. But shout outs though to Jordan and Jeff. We do love them. But sometimes the shows are just crazy, or I'm like, whoa. But the common denominator that Sal, you said really was the tire. I was not surprised to hear Austin Dillon frustrated about the tire after the race. It seemed like Brad Keselowski was hey, didn't win the race, but I thought this was a great product. Brought me back to NASCAR, in the 90s at Bristol. So overall, I thought that was a success. I don't know, Buddy, other thoughts from Bristol? Do you want to mention Alex Bowman not making it? Struggles with Hendrick?
Let's talk about Alex Bowman and Shane not making it real quick. I don't know. I feel like the one thing with this tire, obviously it produced the wear we wanted, but it needs to be more in the driver's hands. And the problem with it is it would be more in the driver's and the team's control if it was consistent enough. But we have, I'm going to bite my tongue. Anyway, parties involved need to get their stuff together. That way we can figure out how to do this on a consistent basis, and it will only get better. As far as eliminations, Alex Bowman, complete failure of a round one. I'm just going to be frank with you. Not really on the driver. He obviously had the speeding penalty at Gateway, but they shot themselves in the foot already. So he did everything he could do to get through. I saw someone say I was on something, saying SVG was going to get through. Well, I'm on facts and stats, and you know what? Sometimes they don't come to fruition when you bring 3 terrible cars to the track.
Dom from the top rope in the chat is crazy.
Dom currently is at Kansas, if I am correct, running a 5K with Joey Logano. And he's currently doing that while also listening to us, if I'm accurate.
Well, Joey better get all the racing in he can, because he's getting eliminated in the next round.
Wow.
Wow.
As for the other 2 that got eliminated, don't remember who they were. So
Austin Dillon.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Austin Dillon was the name I kept forgetting.
And
Josh Berry.
Poor Josh.
He had
up in a puff of smoke. You talk about worst playoff rounds in the history of the playoff format. I mean, that poor guy just couldn't buy a break.
Yeah. No, it was bad. And the fact that I think the stat that was on Twitter, they shared this in the teardown as well. It was one of the NASCAR Insight guys, was like the last time somebody finished like last in 3 races in a row was 2020 with Ryan Preece. Otherwise, there was only 5 drivers that have done that before in the history of like the insights that they've collected, which is like, I think early 2000s. Again, someone needs to check me on that. But that's crazy. Like your first playoff run, Wood Brothers Racing, probably the best they've been in years. And that's what happens. So that kind of was a downer for sure. So
that's all I got. I was
I think it leads into some fun like silly season rumors that can start to happen, because silly season has been very quiet this year.
Yeah.
But I've seen some things on the old Twitter and the old Instagram of people that are really starting to get their tinfoil hats on real tight. Especially with some of the lackluster performance maybe from the Hendrick camp in the first round.
Oh my God. Don't start this again.
So it's always fun to kind of speculate, but I don't know. I as quickly as I bring up silly season rumors, I dispel the idea of silly season rumors because of the conversation around the charters. And I feel like you're not going to get a lot of news until owners and partners are confident that their charter status is going to continue to be the way it is. But I would love to start hearing about people moving around soon. So I don't know. I mean, it feels like it's coming.
When it seems like maybe Mumford and Sons was looking at getting a charter at some point, you know, you never know what could happen.
I was shocked ATYL wasn't in the gold code of getting a charter. I was honestly,
me too. We had so many great conversations.
Do you guys know Taylor has a gold code for us? Like if we get
we all protest.
Yeah, if we all protest,
show up.
She's got a bunch of C-level creators lined up, ready to.
I really run a tight ship, you know. I'm really like
AI avatars.
Exactly.
Up here
exactly. Grok is going to take over
my
on tour.
God. My God. Shifting gears just slightly, I will say, with an exception to, yes, Barry did have an awful playoff run, was really impressed by his attitude. I think for somebody like Josh Berry and even like Shane Van Gisbergen, I think making the playoffs in itself was a huge win. Whatever happened in the playoffs after that point, fine. Now, buddy, yes, I see the look. And I understand that. I understand that SVG was going to win a road course or a few this season. I do know that. But even from his perspective, he's like, we're just going to do what we can in the playoffs and hopefully like we do well. Like it was a win. Oh yeah, we'll talk about the Hayek's car.
I didn't even know that.
The sponsor car here.
I didn't know that they were doing a team sponsored car.
Oh yeah, it's telling. It's very telling. We'll talk about that later. Or maybe it's not. Who knows? But it's very interesting. So, anywho, we'll move on. I did see a comment about the IndyCar schedule, so we'll talk about that. But first, there's a really important thing I need to talk about. And that is not that, but this right here.
In case you didn't know where you were.
In case you didn't know where you were. But NASCAR.shop, everybody. In case you do not know anything about NASCAR.shop, which you should if you guys have listened to our live streams like every week for like the past, I don't know, few months. NASCAR.shop is the only place you guys should get your NASCAR trading cards, displays, and so much more. Use the promo code ATYL and get 15% off your first order. We also have something really cool happening and in the works coming up, a cool way to display your trading cards. Hopefully we'll have an announcement about that at the end of the month or next month, so stay tuned for that. But again, live breaks every other week. It's really fun to be part of that. I'm part of those every single week, so make sure to get your trading cards at NASCAR.shop. Link in our bio, QR code. You all know the drill. But thank you to NASCAR.shop for everything they do for us. And thank you to IndyCar for finally releasing the schedule, because my God, like,
yes,
it was rough. But Andrea, I'm curious, your thoughts on the schedule as a whole, some things that took you by surprise, disappointing. Like, what was your overall take on it?
Yeah, I think that there was definitely some wins and losses with this schedule. I think personally, the part that I'm most impressed with is the beginning of the schedule. I think last year, a lot of people complained that it felt like IndyCar had all this hype. And then we did St. Pete, and then we didn't get a race for a couple weeks. I think that they've done a much better job of like, let's put the stars out front. So we'll have the St. Pete and Trucks crossover happening, which should hopefully get some people excited for the Phoenix doubleheader. Now, if I'm correct, I think IndyCar will be on Saturday. So it'll actually kind of be like a doubleheader more with like Xfinity than it will be with like the Cup Series. But I think that that's extremely I'm interested to see how it plays out, whether IndyCar can deliver a great product and like people will be interested from that. Will be really exciting to find out. And then we have Arlington, which is a new race on the schedule this year and has, I think, a lot of promotion behind it. And I think that people are very excited about it. Things that I think are losses. I think Laguna Seca being the finale is not the most exciting finale that you could have if the championship battle makes it to the last round, because Alex Palou is very good there. And I think that will run away with it if that is the case. If we're lucky enough to have a championship round, our championship battle go all the way to that race. And I also think it's kind of telling there's no Mexico City race, which was a pretty high priority for a lot of people within IndyCar. They're saying that the World Cup is why they can't have it happen. Yeah. I think that there is a lot of other factors that went into it. They say, we'll try to get it for next year, but I think it's kind of a failure a little bit that there's no Mexico City race on the schedule.
Yeah, that was the one thing for me that was really missing. And I think it'd be such an easy like promotion for IndyCar. I think it'd be such a big win for them. Obviously, they've tried for the past, 2-ish years, I want to say, like to try to get Mexico to happen. And now they're saying, we'll try it in like 2026, more so 2027. And you never know. I will say I was very intrigued by Laguna Seca as the finale. Yes, that is a track that Alex Palou is very good at. And if the trend continues, it could be a no-brainer. I like the Milwaukee 1-2 race.
Yeah.
That's great. Mid-Ohio, thank God, stays on the schedule because Mid-Ohio needs some sort of just awesomeness there. With IMSA, like the Michelin Pilot Series goes there, which is really fun. But after losing like Xfinity and stuff, it's like, what do we have? So I was excited to see that still there. Buddy, we've talked about this. You're wanting to go to St. Pete, right? Like that's on your radar.
I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be at St. Petersburg, hopefully covering the race for ATYL. That's if Taylor decides to renew my contract. I'm thinking of going to St. Pete, and I'm eyeing that Milwaukee doubleheader.
Yeah,
that is one I would highly.
Yeah.
Like a fun time.
I will be there.
That's the cute girl at the coffee shop right now. So
sure, whatever that means.
Yeah. Get up the gumption. I'm gonna go to Milwaukee.
Yeah, that one
I'm
always
excited.
seems like a fun race. I mean, here's my thing with this schedule. I love, like Andrew, like you mentioned, they kind of front loaded the schedule. And I say that it's more of a normal schedule. Yes, the past 2 years, it's been like one race and then we're going to wait a month, then we'll race again. And I'm like, that loses any momentum that you might have had, especially considering I understand the timing of everything, but like it was your first year with Fox. Like you would have thought that you would have capitalized on it, but things don't always line up. So this year, I think the schedule looks great. I'm excited. Like Portland's back. Iowa off the schedule. I know MJ is bummed about that. It was her home race.
I think they gave up on Iowa. I don't think it needed to be a double header weekend. I think it's fair if it was just one race. I think that they gave up on Iowa just as they were starting to figure something out. I think the races this year were very good, and I think that it's a loss that Iowa's not on there, at least for just one day, just to throw another oval on there. What's the harm?
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was I don't want to say it was my favorite IndyCar race of the year, but it was like one of the top for me. Like I thought it was actually pretty decent, but you saw like how little they did to promote it this year. And even like the IndyCar at Iowa account was just non-existent. You're like, they're probably going to phase this out, which is super important. But what I like about this schedule too, is it is very balanced. What is it? 6 ovals, 6 road courses, and 5 street courses, I think is kind of how it evened out.
Sure. Yeah.
I saw that on the IndyCar account, and I'm like, I hope I got those numbers right. But I thought it was a really good balance. So that's kind of our take on the schedule.
They also listened and put an oval before the Indy 500, which I think is extremely interesting. Previously, they didn't have an oval before the Indy 500, so it really benefited people that were good at those street and road courses, and then you had these oval merchants that were like, you guys just wait till the back half of the season, I'm gonna come out swinging. And by then it's like Polo's already wrapped up the championship, and we're all good. So I think that'll be fun to see how that plays out.
What did you guys think real quick about Thermal Club coming off the schedule?
Thank God.
Cool.
I think I'm fine with that.
I commented that somewhere, and someone was like, oh, I don't like there was a differing opinion on it in the comments somewhere.
It definitely gained some traction after this past year. Like there wasn't as much of an uproar about it being on the schedule as there was when they ran the Walmart brand all-star race or whatever they did there.
The $1 million challenge.
Yeah, there we go. I mean,
I think it's a forgettable race.
Yeah.
And
it's not a racetrack. I think that's the hardest part of it. To explain to people.
Now, we talk about MJ's home track getting taken off the schedule. My home track is Indy by proximity wise. Okay. And so if they want to go to it's 9 hours away. So if they want to replace Thermal with another club track, there's one like 2 hours up the road, the 10/10 Club in Charlotte. Don't do that. But just come to Richmond.
That would be
that's another failure as somebody who lives in the Washington, D.C. area. The closest track to me, I think, is Mid-Ohio. Other than that, I mean, it's quite a trek. I think it's still a failure that there's no race for people on the East Coast to attend.
A lot of these racing series, it feels like in recent schedule releases, IndyCar, NASCAR too, they kind of left the Northeast hung out to dry recently.
Yeah, they really did.
I don't know if that's just me because I'm in New Jersey, so it's like
I feel you, Sal.
We get Pocono, we get Watkins Glen, we get New Hampshire, but those aren't close places. We get Dover. And they took the points race from us. And it's like IndyCar, nobody watches IndyCar in my local community. Like growing up, like it wasn't something people talked about because nobody could go to a race.
Not there.
It's like it doesn't exist. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like that's a huge miss. Motorsports fans in the Northeast are super passionate, like for other series, and it seems like it'd be a really easy sell to just convert people who are already interested, just give them a new product to enjoy. But that's something that's a head scratcher for me. IndyCar, NASCAR, a couple of different places.
Well, and you think about like how passionate the Northeast fans are with motorsports and like I think like the modifieds, like that is very much a
religion.
Northeastern thing. It's a religion there. It really is.
Yeah.
And you know how passionate of fans they are about motorsports, and it's just there's really nothing consistent there. And like I echo Andrea what you say a little bit, because like yes, like some of like the races in Nashville and stuff, that's like 6 hours away from where I am. But still, I'm like 6 hours to see IndyCar, like that sucks. And then if I want to go back home, like, I mean, it's a trip home. That's awesome. But I'm like, you have to travel so far to see IndyCar. But I think they're trying to expand, but it really is telling the Northeast has kind of been left out to dry a little bit. It's kind of disappointing.
I think that this year's schedule, I think it's unfortunate. I do think it is hindered a bit by the commitment to the World Cup by Fox. Yes. I think that there's also like just this ever-present like other sports that could interfere with IndyCar being on that main Fox channel. I wonder though, like maybe next year if we could see a much bigger schedule, like, closer to like 20 races a year, but like maybe not all of them have to be on Fox. Maybe it's okay if some of them are on FS1. If you're still getting a date in a new market that you have not reached yet, I think it might still be worth it. I don't know. I don't make the schedule though. That's just, I think it's okay to have 1 or 2 on FS1.
I'm fine with that. It's like, is the contract fine with that they said? I don't know, but I did also want to
trick of it.
It's literally the contract thing. It's like, what did you sign? Is that okay? I think if you want to have more races on the schedule, and that's the only way to do it, I think that's more than okay. But I did want to ask you, Andrea, again about thermal. Like, do you understand why people are bummed, or some people are bummed about it being gone?
Maybe people are just like, any race is a good race to have for IndyCar. Like taking any date off of the calendar is, maybe some people aren't a fan of that. I'm sure there's some people that like the racing there. I don't really talk to those people much, I guess.
I feel like it's
they're not in my
type.
they're not in my orbit. I will say it has been criticized for its fan experience or lack thereof, because it is a private club. They don't obviously cater to a bunch of randos rolling up. And then, like, I don't know, it's another, road course sort of thing. So the oval type Midwestern race fan is not a fan. I don't know.
It's giving like this is like an event for like private investors to like do their business at, with racing in the background. Like, it's not for fans.
It's not for us. No.
I feel like the very wealthy like class and the influencer class were the people I saw that went to thermal, and those are probably the people that, like, it's not a track for the people.
I don't know. MJ, I guess, is coming out as
MJ said it was chill.
I don't know. I mean, it's chill, I guess, in the way of like, yeah, it's fine. I'm cool with the race. I mean, it's not the one I would want to go to.
Yeah.
But I think, that's my thoughts on thermal.
I think overall, the schedule, you mentioned the World Cup and Fox, obviously that's a huge commitment. And I'm sorry, it's way bigger than any racing series. So I think that this schedule, there's some steps in the right direction, and considering that hindrance of the World Cup, I think it's a major step. So I'd be willing to give Fox another year to really blow us out of the water. Because I mean, I talked to Junior a couple weeks ago about just changes making to the cars.
Flex.
Yeah,
casual name drop.
Flex.
My good pal.
Yeah, but no, in all seriousness, he was talking about how hard it was to just all the moving parts with the Cars Tour and getting things changed there. I can only imagine what it's like for IndyCar, especially Fox, their first year as majority owner. So
yeah.
MJ made a comment about thermal. Then I did want to highlight something about all motorsports schedules that I think we will all appreciate here. But MJ said thermal was much better this year, but we had that Fox broadcast disaster. Oh my God, disaster, and we all ended up watching NASCAR Homestead for a hot minute. Yeah.
That was so crazy.
Bizarre.
Great for NASCAR.
Yeah,
Great for NASCAR.
Honestly, yeah.
I had so many people text me and they're like, "What am I watching? What is this?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "You're watching Homestead. Enjoy." I think it's a good race.
Welcome to NASCAR.
Watching the best race of the year.
Now, did you all notice on the dates of, I believe, August 1st and 2nd, there is no IndyCar, there is no NASCAR, there is no Formula One, there is no NHRA. It is essentially a free weekend for all. Did we notice this?
No. Is there a reason?
I don't know. It was pointed out to me literally.
What weekend is it? April
is it the Olympics?
It's August 1st and 2nd.
Wait. No, the Winter Olympics are next year.
2026, right?
Yeah, August 1st and 2nd. I was informed by a coworker that there was no racing.
And that's what?
We're going to throw the
Saturday
best ATYL live stream on those days.
Hell yeah.
Everybody's going to roll up.
No,
I'm trying to plan a trip to Disney. Like, this is where I'm going.
I mean, according to Google, the UEFA Women's Champions League quarterfinal, the AmeriHealth April Fool's Half Marathon,
that's got to be it.
NCAA Women's Basketball National Championship.
Everything else is just like, we're moving out of the way.
Hey, look. I see an opportunity for the Cars Tour.
Buddy's
Hell
gonna
of
be
an
working that
opportunity.
weekend.
That's right. I'm
Nickelodeon Day of
working
Play
hard.
for motorsports is crazy.
Get it on TV.
They're forcing
Yes.
us to go outside.
They're like, get off your couch. You don't need to be watching a race for 4 hours. Day of play. Let's do it. I've had this like vision of like, the Disney Channel. This is not Nickelodeon, so like pivoting to Disney here, Disney kid here. Do you remember like the Disney games or whatever they were, where it's like it was like these different teams, 4 different teams of like Disney stars, and they compete in like summer camp games like that. We should do that with like motorsport content creators. I think that'd be so funny.
I don't have any skills, I fear.
I'm not athletic.
It would be entertaining for people to watch me try to do
either.
Oh yeah.
Is yapping a skill that we would compete?
Yes.
I can do that pretty good. The rest of it, I don't know.
I'm pretty good. Pretty good
Yeah.
at that. Yeah. I had to South Boston, all them damn wrecks they had at South Boston. I had to run up and down the pit lane. I was like, oh. Just.
Oh my god! By the way, on tour, out now.
Oh yeah, on tour is out now. Yeah,
just dropped.
What a that might have been the race of the season. South Boston was incredible.
Good or bad? Like
good.
Okay.
It was great. It had everything. It had everything but a road course. Like, I mean, dude, Caden Honeycutt took the victory. Feel good story. I mean, obviously we all know a lot of Caden's things with the truck series right now. He also, hasn't won a late model stock race in over 3 years. So it's really cool for Caden. Caden, if you never paid attention to Caden, never met Caden, Caden's probably one of the nicest people you ever meet in your entire life. So really happy for him. Tristan McKee got dumped by Mini Tyrell.
That was crazy.
That
was
crazy. I mean, look, good things happen in the world sometimes. And then Parker Eatman went flying through there, and Doug Barnes, and they had a big old wreck, and I thought Parker Eatman was going over the pit wall, but he didn't. Crazy stuff. Absolute calamity.
That's the car store. That's the kind of car store action I'm here for.
It was nuts kebab, dude. Like, it was incredible.
I was just listening to Eric Brennan scream.
Oh my god, yeah.
That
was Eric Brennan, by the way.
Yeah.
Badass.
Fun night.
He killed it. He killed it in the ARCA broadcast this week too. Mm-hmm. I was a big fan of him up in the booth.
He did so good.
Yeah. But on tour. Go watch it. It's great. We talked to 6 different drivers on this episode. So and I am a Connor Jones apologist. I'm sorry, people.
Somebody has to be, though.
Someone has to be. Yeah, absolutely. But next episode will be after the Catalina wine mixer of late model stock racing, the Valley Star 300 at Martinsville. What's the puzzle like, Taylor? Did I say a lie?
I just thought that was fun. Sorry. Wine mixer of racing. That's good.
Wine mixer of racing.
That's crazy.
Somebody put that on a T-shirt.
I was gonna say.
I absolutely will.
Buddy's supposed to be on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
That should be fun. Yeah, and that's shared with. Wait, is that shared with NASCAR's weekend too? No, is that?
It's next weekend.
Oh my god! Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
See the schedule. I don't know. So there we go. Buddy informing us of the car store schedule. I do like the car store, by the way. Just very out of the loop as of today. So.
You got a lot going on.
I do, and that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
But anything else about the car store we need to know heading into?
2 races to go. Landon Lewis has pulled away from Connor Hall. There's some people that might want to argue that one, but there's go watch the show. You'll figure out why. But 2 races to go. Dale Jr. will be in the next race, October 4th, Tri-County. Dale Jr. Sun Drop. Dale Jr.
Friend of Buddy.
Personal friend.
Good
Hall of
friend.
Famer and personal friend of
Absolutely.
Buddy.
Honestly, I consider him family. So.
You know who else we consider family? You know who else? Are we ready for this? Of course, NASCAR.shop, but we also consider.
That's outstanding, Taylor.
Get ready for Benzik Designs. Matt Benzik is such a good friend of ours, and he's literally formed the 3D printed die-cast stands from the ground up with you all in mind, my crazy collection in mind. He saw one of my stands one day. He said, Taylor, those don't look great. Like, they're not sturdy. Like, let's try to figure out something together. And he created these incredible 3D printed stands I have behind me. There's 3-tiered, 2-tiered. these 4-tiered ones. There's ones for IndyCar, NASCAR, and even your 164s. A lot of you guys just keep them in a tub. Don't do that. Display them with your Benzik design stand. So thank you to Matt Benzik for supporting us. Of course, use the promo code ATYL2025 to get 20% off. Scan the QR code on the screen, linked in the description. That's probably my favorite segue yet. I'm not going to lie to you. I really had to jump on that one. That was so good. Thank you. See, everyone.
All time.
I love how this has become a bit on the show, and I try to move past it, but I'm very proud of myself in this moment. Thank you all so much in the comments. But yeah, Benzik Designs. And we, again, have something really cool coming up with Matt Benzik as well. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, just fun little plug there for Matt Benzik and all that he does. I wanted to transition into talking about Formula One at Baku this weekend. Some crazy things could happen or could not happen. This race has kind of been like tame and or chaotic, depending on what year we have. Also, McLaren could clinch the manufacturers, I guess the Constructors Championship, I should say, the Constructors Championship. So I guess, Andrea, expectations this weekend, things that we might need to look out for.
Well, hopefully we have no slow pit stops for Lando and we can keep things on the rails. I think that it will be interesting to see if Charles Leclerc can continue a pretty successful streak that he has on this track. I think if he can't, I think that would be very telling about the performance of that Ferrari, because it wouldn't then, I think, be the driver. I think he's quite good at Baku. So I guess that, I mean, do we need confirmation that Ferrari might not be in a great spot? I don't know, but you could find it this weekend. And I think it will be just interesting to see the continued pressure that the two McLaren drivers are under. I think neither of them have it like completely locked down for this weekend. I think it could be either of theirs to win or lose. And we're really starting to get to the point where I think the pressure is starting to show through the cracks.
Yeah, it is going to be a pressure-filled weekend, I think. Two things I wanted to clarify as well, just the contingencies on if McLaren and how they will potentially clinch that Constructors Championship. They have to finish the race 1-2 or 1-3 to be able to do that this weekend. They also have to outscore second place Ferrari by 9 points and not lose 12 points to Mercedes or 33 points to Red Bull. So there's a lot of things there. So basically just don't do the math in your head. Just watch the race and just follow along.
Happens.
And if it happens, it happens. Like you'll know. Like we'll all talk about it. But essentially the easiest way to know that it's going to happen is a 1-2 or 1-3 finish by McLaren. Obviously that points battle between those two drivers is pretty close for that drivers championship at least. And then yes, the stat about Leclerc here. Won the pole for 4 straight seasons in a row, and none of those pole positions turn into wins. So the question is,
that's how he does it.
I'm going to say it's very on brand. No?
That's kind of the Chase Briscoe, maybe you could say, of Formula One. I'm just kidding. I don't need to make that joke. It's not worth it. But I think that it will be interesting to see how he does. I don't think this is a great track for Lewis. I've heard. I don't know.
Yes.
That probably won't be very fun for him to potentially suffer in the midfield in a Ferrari.
I hope he can get on podium though, because that would be such a big deal. First of the season, first with Ferrari, right?
It could be a big deal. Yeah.
But I don't know if won't be because it won't happen.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the track it'll happen on, but I appreciate the optimism.
Yeah. Right.
I think you mentioned Mercedes in your many contingencies.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mercedes is also in need of something this weekend. I think Kimi Antonelli has been on a pretty rough streak lately, and I would like to see him turn that around. A lot of the other rookies are doing pretty great, and there's a lot of talks about what that Mercedes lineup is going to look like next year, because I think at this point, neither of them are contracted drivers.
Yeah.
And so I think George is trying to get maybe more money and more stability out of his contract and could use a performance to make that happen. And I think that Kimi has a lot of expectations that maybe he's not really living up to right now. And so he could use it.
Well, I think Toto Wolff even said like he was unimpressed by Kimi in a recent interview. And it's like, oh, well, that's what
happens when you rely on child labor.
Yeah. Dude, it's a problem we've had in the car sport for a long time.
Yeah.
They're unreliable employees, and it's important that we all know that.
I mean,
yeah. And MJ brought up a great point too. Ollie Behrman's on penalty watch.
2 points away.
Can't have any penalties, please, Ollie. Look at me. It's not worth it.
Don't do it.
Can we get a clarification on the on what FIA stands for, Andrea?
Not I Taylor's rules too much.
That's what ATYL After Dark is for, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're damn
Sign up
right.
for the Patreon.
But and then Williams and Underdog, boy, that would be fun. I would love to see that. I think Carlos Sainz is also going into. I think we have 8 races left.
Yeah, something like that.
He
Seems
needs
like a
something. I like Carlos a lot, but he's kind of getting handed his butt right now by Alex Albon. And so he could probably use a good weekend. Last year, he crashed with Checo on the last lap for a podium place and potentially ruined Checo's career in the process. So it's like, Carlos, please just go out there and drive normal, please.
We could see a dark horse driver or team. 100%. Yeah. We could see something crazy this weekend. You're not going to get an in-between, though. It's either going to be cuckoo bananas crazy or it's going to be the boringest shit you've ever seen. So we'll see.
Crazy.
I feel like I know the answer to that one already.
Cuckoo
from my F1 pattern this year.
I don't know. I'm trying to keep my expectations pretty low for this race. This isn't my favorite race on the calendar, I'll be honest. Yeah, but it could be interesting.
I'm excited to see if any of these statistical things will actually happen this weekend. That's why I'm tuning in. I mean, of course my job, I need to cover it as well. But what's keeping me intrigued is will these things happen? Let's find out. But this is one on the schedule that's not crazy. At least good to see you in the chat. She says, I feel like Ferrari's low drag setup and high speed performance will suit this weekend for me. Or maybe she's delusional. She had Forza Ferrari. Forza Ferrari.
If you guys have anybody in your life who's making posts like this and they're really excited about Ferrari's performance this weekend, just be prepared to be there for them when it doesn't happen. It's important that we all have a friend.
Yeah, I was about to say.
He's on watch.
I was about to say,
Yeah, if it gets too boring, Zach Brown will step in.
NASCAR has the gold codes, and it's the papaya strings.
Oh man, every series and every team is just really pulling the strings. They've got the script. They're playing it out.
Yeah.
Speaking of pulling strings, F1, something that I saw today, as unlocked into F1 as I am, Cadillac Formula One signed Jim Beam as their first title kind of sponsor.
Hey, I love that.
Very American.
Their official spirit sponsor.
They're really going all in.
In conjunction with that too was this piece from Sports Business Journal that they are selling corporate partnerships for their top tier sponsor positions for as much as $70 million a year right now. So
I think that's for their title sponsor.
Wow.
I just those two things came across my LinkedIn page of all places that I've spent time on social media today. And I was just blown away by the spirit partner of a F1 team. First of all, only America.
I mean, look, if they wanted to go full American, they should have gone Patron.
I think Checo is personally an ambassador of Patron. So
so am I.
Period.
But he gets it.
That's
But
Cadillac, some crazy money,
Cadillac, if they come in, they will be the only team without a title sponsor unless they get one before they join the grid. That's the new hot money. Very controversial with fans.
Taylor,
I'm you don't have to call it that.
Title sponsor. That's an interesting concept on its own.
There's an opportunity.
Yeah, let me just get the $70 million out of my bank account now.
A small loan of $70 million.
Yeah.
Together, maybe.
All right, so everybody, we're watching a Patreon.
Your donations are appreciated, everyone.
Oh my gosh. Now, here's the thing. I hate title sponsorships on teams. I think it's tacky and gross. I don't like it. Just call it Cadillac. Just call it Ferrari. Just call it.
Yeah, I just ignore it.
Yeah, it does. Same thing with Echo Park Speedway. No, that's crap. It's Atlanta.
Well,
yes.
Okay. The Echo Park restart zone is very important to me.
This is true. Okay, the restart zone.
You have to call the restart zones by their full gov.
Hey, you get it. You get a couple tequila shots of me. Charlotte Motor Speedway is still Lowe's Motor Speedway.
So
I grew up on that.
That's fair. I think it's what we're used to. But title sponsorship for teams and then how often they can change. That's just such a loss. I get girl make her
It's
bank,
rough.
I guess. But like, man,
Yeah.
I mean, when you're-
ATYL Cadillac Formula One team is crazy.
I like it.
it's
we
got a
could
ring
infuse
to
some
it.
yellow
I think,
into
yeah.
their logo.
Yeah, they could.
We could do it.
Costco Cadillac. I just put a hot dog on the side of the car. That's all I
Honestly,
asked for.
yes. That should happen.
All those $1.50 hot dogs. This is what they're going to spend the money on.
God.
Yeah.
God bless Arizona Tea and Costco for not changing the prices
Oh.
of the tea for Arizona Tea and then the hot dog for Costco. They're
stand
doing us all a favor. We stand. We stand.
Yeah. I have an executive membership. Don't mean to brag.
I'm a little jealous.
Yeah,
Not
you
gonna
met
lie.
Dale Jr. and I have an executive Costco membership. We all have our things.
We all do.
And now
Yeah.
you all know why we're taking our funds to F1.
We made it. This is how you know.
We've done it. So now we
Yeah.
can get, I think Adam really wants us to go all in on getting a Crown Vic. So we can just sponsor a Crown Vic team and we can race. Maybe we start there,
That'd be
really build
sick.
up our status, and then we go straight to Formula One. Crown Vic to Formula One sounds easy.
Yeah,
We can do it.
my good friend Dale Earnhardt Jr. I think he might be able to loan me 70 million.
Just a
Listen,
friendly loan.
he won't get into the charter market. You think he's giving you 70 million? Come on.
I think you underestimate how good of friends we are.
Some would say family.
So-
Some would say.
oh my gosh. Anywho, you guys.
Yeah.
Any other like motorsport news that's not NASCAR related that we
Well,
want?
you work for motorsports, so you tell us.
This is true. Well, first, Andrew, thoughts, comments.
Can I venture into rumor?
Please.
Yes.
Oh,
Why
yes.
Is it
not?
allowed?
Yeah.
This is where we
Okay.
want to live. Venture.
Now, where's your
Let's-
tinfoil hat?
We can
I
start
wish I
some
had it
rumors.
with me.
Yeah,
Like-
I try to keep it, but Team Penske did post kind of a teaser a couple hours ago that maybe tomorrow they're going to be announcing something in relation to Verizon. And I can't help but to think that tomorrow
Ooh.
we might hear about what I think is probably David Malukas getting that number 12 Verizon Penske
Cadillac
IndyCar
F1 team.
period. Yeah, him and Colton going together as good friends.
Yeah.
With Red Bull.
No, but I think that could be something to keep your eye out tomorrow.
Mm.
We all think it's David Malukas, and maybe it won't be though. That's exciting. What if it isn't?
Who would
but
it be?
Buddy.
Renus VK.
I was
No,
gonna say
just kidding.
I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably David Malukas,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
don't know. Like, is it? Can we like retire the jersey? You know what I mean? Like him being in the Verizon car. Like I
Yeah.
just am like, the body's not even cold yet. What are we doing?
The
That's Will Power's
body's
car. I don't know.
Not even cold
I don't know.
yet.
I
It's gonna
agree
be crazy to
though.
see.
He's been with Penske for so long, and it's like just to see somebody else step into that ride is kind of like gross. Like the other thing I think about
Period,
too.
gross. That's exactly
like,
what I.
This
was
is how
thinking.
people felt when Austin Dillon started driving the 3. That's
Yes,
what I was
that
gonna
was
say.
the thing I
exactly.
was
This is
thinking.
how people. This
Exactly
is the
that.
same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. Well, and then I think about this too, and like Sal, I don't know if you like relate to this at all, but I know Martin Truex Jr. like
Mm.
is with Bass Pro Shop the 19. Obviously, he spent a lot of time in the 78, won the championship in the 78 with NHRA, but I was really off put by Chase Briscoe taking over that car because I was like, that doesn't feel right. But then he's done super well. I also like Chase Briscoe, so like it's fine, but it felt weird.
It's hard as an MTJ fan. I've talked to people in town locally here too, and it's like it's hard to support someone else in that car no matter how well they perform because
Yeah.
it's not his to fans of Martin Truex Jr. It's not his car. It's still Martin's car. Just like
Yeah.
And if you ask Martin that, I'm sure he wouldn't give 2 rips about it
Yeah.
because he's happily retired, I think. But to us who watched for so long, it's like it feels a little sticky still.
Yeah. It hurts
I
a
mean,
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
I
a
don't know.
breakup, It hurts just a little bit.
Nothing
Yeah.
hurts as much as them not retiring the 3 though. I don't know.
That
That's all.
still hurts, and I don't understand it, but I do.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Andrea.
MJ says like something about Zilich in the 88 next year, whatever. That brings up a good point. Is there like an do we know what number?
I don't think we do know
It
yet.
better not be 88.
So the thought process here is typically in a press release when they do a driver announcement, they will also like put the number in there if that's all locked and sealed. In the Zilich press release and in every other thing after that, there was no number attached. So we could see him in a different number. That's maybe it could be the 88, maybe it won't be the 99, I'm sure. But
What was he running?
But also, we'd have to switch.
What was he running in that part-time schedule? The 87?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it make sense just to keep going with the 87 since there's already like cup
That's an icky number
level?
So, I'm one of the weirdos that wanted to be in the 88. I want him and SVG to just like, but that's also
well, you know, dude, you should have won 4 cup races in the 88 this year. You know what? Like,
and that's the thing too. But like, I think about it as well as like when Chase Elliott moved from the 24 to the 9 as a Chase Elliott fan when I first started watching the sport, that broke my heart because I had to buy all new merch and I was so pissed off. But like, I also got it too. The 9 meant a lot to him. The 24 just wasn't his. He actually, in a recent interview, Chase Elliott talked about that. And he was like, I just like, I was Rick if I didn't take the 24. Like, I really wanted the 9, but I felt like I was going to disappoint somebody. And I'm like, fair, valid. I don't know.
Those are people you don't want to disappoint either. Just like, you know,
you don't want to know.
Casually, it's not like, you know, just anybody. I get that's got to be a tough. And who didn't Dale Jr. wasn't he one of Buddy's best friend and potential family member?
Yeah.
Wasn't he the one who kind of helped Chase bring that conversation up? I feel like
he did.
That was part of that.
It was really me and Dale. We were over a couple of beers one night. You know, we were
and that.
And that all just worked out.
Yeah, and it was all fine.
No, but to circle back to what we were talking about, the car is. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, MJ.
Yeah. MJ's got it.
In classic Penske fashion, I guarantee you they're going to be like David Lucas takes over the number 12, and it's going to be like the exact same paint livery too.
Yeah,
like
he's going to be in a Willpower costume.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to crudely paste his face over all the Willpower banners.
Like it's Halloween on the IndyCar grid.
That's actually not my favorite thing ever. Oh my God.
No. And then they're going to put Willpower in the Colton Herta costume. Everything is going horrible.
Yeah.
I don't think that Willpower looks good in Cambridge yellow. I don't.
It's not his color.
Where are the Spirit Halloween memes we need?
So we're going to have a shit post up tomorrow on the ATYL Media account. It's just Spirit Halloween. I'm just saying it. It's fine.
Yes.
Boy, yeah, we're off the rails already.
We're off the rails.
Yeah, sorry, that was my bad.
46 minutes. Mark it down. We did pretty good.
Yeah. It's been a day. I had to get my car repaired. So like, I'm just like, you know what? Life's crazy. It's fun. It's fine. We're having fun today. But yeah, no, that was my thing. So let's do the 88 SVG2 as old 97. I'm here for it. I want that to happen. But nobody else does, I don't think, and that's fine. It's cool.
Shane's a good enough driver. He can build brand equity in two numbers. He already built brand equity in the 97. He can do it in the 88 now.
I want to have 3 numbers back on the car. I know Corey LaJoy did that.
That would be cool.
For like his throwback scheme.
Why don't they do that?
That's it
gets confusing. Like it's got to be a little confusing, but like they do it in like local racing, like
100%.
dirt and asphalt short track stuff. It's everywhere.
They'll have like 712s on the track at once.
There was a Cars Tour car that was number X.
Yeah. So I'm here for it.
That's too much.
Number X. That sounds so accurate.
Yeah, no. I forgot, and I apologize to all my followers that are definitely not watching right now. But Christopher Bell won at Bristol Motor Speedway, and I forgot to post the meme, so I'm going to say it here. His name is Christopher Bell, and he drives race cars. I'm sorry, that's just an obligation I have to my followers.
Can't believe you didn't post that meme.
I know. You know what? I'll do it right now.
You do it right now. No contact.
It's
fine. I guess.
I'm sorry to the fans.
Sponsored by Algebra.
Sponsored by That's crazy.
I like that.
That's crazy. That's good. Oh my gosh. I guess speaking of NASCAR, I guess before we move into like the round of 12 preview stuff like that, any other motorsport news that we should mention, didn't mention?
I have a NASCAR thing, but it's not racing related.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Go for it.
NASCAR 25.
Oh my God, duh. Yes. Okay. We were
Somebody
asked
mentioned
about
it in the comments too.
William Byron argued that is racing related.
Well, I mean, it's not immediate forthcoming New Hampshire conversation, but
okay.
What do we think so far of what we've seen? There was a teaser trailer to the gameplay trailer that came out today. And I mean, for me, I have a lot of questions and not a lot of answers. And I anticipate the product to be good because nothing I've seen has made me think it will be awful. But I've never, in all of the years of my degenerate gaming addiction, seen a game with such little insight for fans so close to a launch date. So I don't know, like, go for it, because I need the thoughts to help me walk off the ledge,
Buddy,
or
go
back from the ledge.
The game is fake. It's a fig Newton of our imagination.
It feels like it.
There never was a NASCAR 25.
Like,
it's the Mandela effect.
Gotcha. We're all gonna be.
That's how they want everybody to think about Ignition.
Oh my god! NASCAR Rivals, Ignition. That was a fever dream. What a time that was.
Roblox NASCAR too. They want us to forget that.
I feel like they're still doing updates and stuff to that too. Like, apparently it's doing decent, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. I see it on LinkedIn all the time. That's how I know about it, quite honestly. But what's so interesting about this, I understand where they're coming from, why they might be wanting to keep the gameplay and stuff close to their chest, because of how much ridicule and backlash and just trash talking the previous games have had, because they weren't great, admittedly. So the question is, do we give fans a lot up front, and then we feel like we have to change things, then maybe the game isn't great, or do we just want to trust ourselves and go for it? The other option that maybe is in tandem with this is they're rushing this to get it to the finish line, and they don't have a whole lot to show at the moment. I don't know which one.
I hope that's not the case.
I hope that's not the case either. But I will say it's very intriguing that you have a teaser trailer for the actual trailer of the game footage. And it's been this long, we haven't seen the footage yet, and the game release is less than a month from now. I think that's very bizarre, especially if you're wanting to hype up an audience to drop whatever amount it's going to be, because game prices have gone up. I literally had this discussion yesterday. Like, if you want people to start feeling like, I can buy this game, I'm going to save up for it, if you have to do that or whatever, like, give us more. And then it goes back to the capabilities of the game. Is it going to be similar to iRacing in a sense? Is it not? When is it going to drop on PC? Which I think, Sal, you said is not immediate.
11th. It's over a month after. I don't know. I liken it to two different things where, like, Battlefield 6, and this isn't like a gaming show, but like Battlefield 6 had their recent like beta weekends where they gave fans the opportunity to play the game, find the problems, fix the problems, release the game. To me, makes sense. And then you have games like the newest Elder Scrolls that we saw a trailer to 3 years ago and haven't heard anything about since. And then, like, it will get all the press as it builds up in 3 years from now to release. Like, but there's so many different ways to tackle it and get two arms around releasing these things. I just am a little, I thought there would be a little more transparency from the developers because of the hype generated around the fact that this is even going to be a thing.
Right. And I think this was a really good point too by NASCAR Dude. They've been doing the dev diary on YouTube, but the question is, and they've been posting some of those on like Twitter and on and everywhere else as well. But it feels like with a new NASCAR game and the excitement around it and the intrigue behind it, you want that to be more face forward. Mm-hmm. So I do appreciate that they're doing that and they're giving us kind of an inside look in the game. That's not me to like shame that at all. I think that's incredible. And I love that they're giving us that access. It just feels like something's been off with the promotion of the game. And I will say, somebody brought up a good point about like the patches in the game. I think back to like Cyberpunk a few years ago, like when that was released, and like the game was so messed up, and it's such
a good game though.
It is a fantastic game, but it needed so many patches just to fix it. So, and my thought process too, and this is like with most games really now, is they'll release the game, there'll be a lot of bugs or things that need fixed that people will catch, and there'll be updates and patches and things like that. So, and I expect that with this game too. So it's just something to keep in mind. But
I fear for one other thing in this too. And and again, I want to be optimistic about it. So this isn't like let's like just trash talk it, but I fear for the level of microtransactions that could occur in this based on what iRacing has. And then based on some of the past, I saw somebody comment here too, where there's like the gold edition and then the standard edition and then this edition. And it's a very slippery slope into the microtransaction world. And I don't know. I hope that they don't turn it into an environment where fans or players want to go online. And it's like, well, you don't have access to this track or this car or this thing or that thing. And it's like, oh boy.
My question is, are they not showing us more because the more is the microtransactions, and that's what we don't know, right?
Be interesting to see.
So I want to go through some of your comments real quick before we talk New Hampshire. Brandon, good to see you in the chat. I think the gold edition is like $69, $79. I want to get it, but I dropped that for Ignition, and oh my gosh, how terrible that was. I will say I was one of those that did that too. Wasn't worth it. It was not good.
Initial sales on this game aren't going to be killer either out of the gate. People are going to wait to see. They're gonna. It's going to be because of the track record of the previous releases, which to some level you feel bad for iRacing because they weren't responsible for what Motorsports or 704 was putting out. But there's such low trust in the player base and the community around NASCAR games in general for console that it's just it's going to be a slow grow for them.
And part of me hopes, and they kind of did this, they brought in some content creators to play the game and kind of give their very high level thoughts, because there wasn't a lot I'm sure they could say about the actual game, but it really wasn't substantial because they couldn't say anything definitive or like they just said the game is cool. I'm so excited for everyone else to see it, and that's it. And I'm like, I trust the content creators that are in it, but if they're not telling me anything besides this game's awesome, like I don't trust beyond that.
Sounds like a media talk track to me.
It is. So oh my God, we could talk about this for days, like the PR, the strategy, the marketing, whatever. Like, cause I mean, that's my bread and butter. At least I know Sal is invested in that too. But anywho, we can talk more about the game another time as well. Of course, we'll probably talk about it on any of our live streams that we do, whether it's on the ATYL Media platform or personals, or even like, next week for the live stream, I'm sure we'll talk about the gameplay footage and reactions and thoughts and things like that. I
love this comment.
Which one?
Danny's comment.
Oh my God, about Break Hard? Is this one?
Yeah.
So this is crazy. So here's my thing too. First off, Break Hard is a fantastic creator. I have no clue how he figures some of these things out, but he's getting really good at it. Not gonna lie. But yeah, apparently, because I guess other teams haven't learned their lesson. Maybe somehow Chris Wright might have found his way back.
They should take Chris Wright's driver's license away from him. He shouldn't be allowed on a public road.
How is the money that whatever money he has? How is that worth? I gotta see the green, the black, and the red to it all, because I mean you're wrecking the trucks that he's paying for.
Money.
Like you can't be making money. There's no shot the team's making money.
No.
There has to be some upfront big number that's really enticing or whatever. And then as the weeks go along, you're losing whatever he brought in because he's junking them. And
wrecks them into bankruptcy.
Whose news does he have? Like
Granny, Jesus.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Like, my fault.
That's too good.
Jesus.
He's got something on something.
Show me the lie.
I know Chris is like into like he's like a realtor, right?
No. You don't know where Chris Wright gets his money from? Is this new news to people? His family owns a bank, a chain of banks. That is where they get this money from. If you ever seen his Xfinity scheme, what is it, like Financial or First or Federal First?
Shut down Wall Street.
They own banks, and that is their business, their family business.
And here's my concern. If Nice said, you know what, we're gonna just get rid of Kate and Honeycutt for the rest of our season. We're trying to build back stronger for next year because of like, I don't know, they wanted somebody who was committed to them or whatnot. And then they're like, you know who's better than maybe him and we can find for next year or whatever? Chris Wright. And I'm like, that's crazy. Nice is an enigma to me. I don't understand it. Like they constantly confuse the crap out of me, and I don't understand.
Look, I will not tolerate any Connor Jones slander in this
MJ
chat.
Got me howling. Right
now. Yeah. Chris wrong.
That's so good.
That's right.
Oh man, that's so good. I love the Chris Wright slander is I'm so here for it. Listening to Tommy Baldwin and Freddie Kraft talk about him too.
Oh my God.
One of my highlights of the year as well. So it's like,
and here's the thing. Chris Wright doesn't have to care. He gets the money to race in a car. That's what he wants to do. So at the end of the day, this is like the third time I think I said shit in the show, but like shit talk him as much as we want. Right? But like, he has the money, he's racing in a car, and then if he loses his ride, he'll just find another one because of the bank, and it's totally fine.
Everyone, keep asking questions. We might get an F-bomb tonight.
I feel like this is
Andrew's been awfully quiet.
I'm on my best behavior. I have both MJ and Taylor in my life now who don't want to cuss too much, so I have to get it together.
I've been a bad influence tonight, and I will say I'm sorry. This is just certain topics that we've talked about tonight, very passionate about. That's when the swearing comes out, and I
keep going.
Danny brought up a good point. Chris Wright was mad that he's not in the game. I think that's going to be crazy. He's going to be like an unlockable where if you drive backwards on the racetrack and crash the entire field, you unlock Chris Wright.
Yeah.
Honestly,
if you wreck every race, if you wreck enough cars to bankrupt a team in your career mode, you unlock Chris.
Unlock Chris Wright, and that's how you keep the team afloat.
Now, I know this game is going to be more focused on like career mode and that stuff, but like I really want the challenges to come back in this game. Like I know that probably won't happen,
cool.
But I love the challenges where it's like Dale Jr. did this at this track, and like if you can do the same thing, you unlock it and go to the next level. Like I love that. What was that from? That wasn't from Thunder, was it?
It
was.
It was in Heat too.
Thunder and Chase.
Heat. And there you go. Yeah.
Put me in the seat like a modern challenge of Tyler Reddick passing Ryan Blaney at Homestead, or Ryan Blaney defending the pass from Tyler Reddick. That would be an all-time like one to put in.
Maybe you get put in Chris Wright's car at Daytona.
Don't wreck.
And it turns out
the challenges don't wreck.
And it turns out it actually was the brakes.
Wow. My gosh. Yeah, MJ, look him up. Now, I have a question for the audience. Now I have all the NASCAR games. I'm collecting some of the IndyCar games. I've thought about doing maybe some gaming content. I used to do it a lot, and we have an off season coming up. It's going to be pretty busy. Would you guys like some gaming content? And if so, what games do you want us to talk about?
You want some F-bombs? Get me playing.
I was going to say, I'm not good at the
NASCAR
games.
2005 Chase for the Cup.
But the games are so interesting, and even like the IndyCar games, my God, like there's a lot there, and there's a new game, of course, coming out in 2027?
27? Yeah.
I think, yeah. So, Georgia to Daytona, I used to hate that game, and then it became my favorite. So, anywho, New Hampshire, that's coming up on the schedule. Someone's going to hold a lobster. Who is it? We don't know. Probably a Toyota driver, I would assume.
Probably.
Love lobster.
Do we think...
With the butter and like
Okay, question. When you guys get lobster rolls, do you guys get them hot or cold? Do you get like the cold one with like the mayonnaise and stuff, or do you get like the hot with like the butter?
So I had one. The last one I had was in Santa Monica with my good friend Dale Jr. And how
does he eat his lobster roll?
Yeah, you should can you call him now live?
Yeah, can you call
the
him?
stream?
Yeah.
Will he answer? Will he pick up?
Yeah. I don't want to bother him.
I don't want to bother him. Okay.
Hey, he's a busy guy.
For sure. For sure.
Not hot for sure. Hot.
Yeah.
Lobster rolls.
Depends on the weather. It's like, how do you take your coffee? Hot when it's cold out, cold when it's hot out. I feel like that's the answer to it for me.
See, I feel like I have phases where I always drink like iced coffee, even if it's winter, and then sometimes I flip and I'm like, hot coffee in the summer is definitely the vibe.
I drink only hot coffee.
That's two mixed maps for me. It's got to be cold and cold and hot. I can't handle the.
But a lobster roll, I don't think I've had a lobster. No, I think I've tried a lobster roll, but I don't think I've ever had one. I'm thinking about
I'm going to be honest. They're never as good as I think they're going to be.
I could probably call Mini Tyrell and he'd answer.
You probably would. We need to get him on the show. My God, that'd be fun. We should figure that out.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Continuing.
No, it's good. You know what? Anytime we can talk about food at any capacity, I'm here for it. Quite honestly. By the way, we probably will at some point. There is a new NASCAR cookbook coming out very, very soon. By the way,
what's even in that? Like, what are we? Who's putting these recipes?
I got some promo pages, and some of them like chicken wings, different sauces. Like
Dale Jr.'s lobster roll.
I got a great.
Yes, there you go.
I got one from Joe Gibbs Racing a couple of years ago when I was down in Charlotte. They gave it to me when I bought.
That's crazy.
Sheet metal, and it was like all the family recipes of the employees. That was like every employee.
So precious.
Grandma's, whatever, or their wife, or their
that's cool.
aunt, or their uncle, or whoever. Everybody submitted something, and in the book, like as you flip through, it would say submitted by person's name and what position they had.
We should do a cookbook.
We would.
Oh my God.
Show.
Yeah.
The
last time I listened to
off-season ideas are already cooking, guys.
The last time I listened to a NASCAR driver on what to eat, it was Richard Petty said black pepper and mayo on bread, and
that's disgusting.
Diabolical.
That's disgusting.
I have a Tabasco.
No wonder that man survived all them wrecks.
Why he's so well preserved.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dorito ham sandwich. Yeah.
We should do like a tailgate
banana and mayo. Banana and mayo
my
sandwiches.
God.
We should.
Hey, for the 600 this year, when we do a whole get together, because I guess that could happen. Why not an extra at the Roval for tailgating? You know what? Let's do it.
Content.
Yeah.
Cooking tailgate content. That is what we should do.
Dude, I make a mean lobster grilled cheese.
I am actually writing this down.
I wanted to pitch that
that's
idea.
That's like real. I do.
Like, what if Fox hired us to go around and cook at tailgates before every race and make that content for their TV broadcast? Anybody know anybody at Fox? Come on,
no,
buddy. You have so many friends. Pick up the phone. Let's go.
I
know a guy at Prime.
Just as good.
Yeah.
Just as good.
Yeah.
Andrea.
Dale Jr.
I have to say, if I was at Joe Gibbs Racing, they handed me a cookbook with all their family recipes. I feel like that is so intimate. I would literally be like, what are we?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Like, am I married
family?
into the family now? Like I feel like that is too much almost. I would probably cry a little bit.
I would love to try one of Ty Gibbs' homemade microwavable Hot Pockets or whatever the hell he eats.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Honestly,
Ty Gibbs' his own special PB&J. Crunchy peanut butter.
There's some. I think every team should have a cookbook. You know what? Joe Gibbs Racing just unlocked like a whole can of worms there. Every team should have a race
ice
book.
cold monster.
That's
a
crazy.
White Monster. What? Ty Gibbs drinks White Monster, right?
I think so.
Hot girls drink White Monster.
But he's been in the wrong side of TikTok recently. He's going down a TikTok rabbit hole. But I think, honestly, we could do like a cookbook thing. My last name's Kitchen, so I feel like it makes sense.
Damn, it's almost too easy.
It's too easy. It really is. It leads to some really fun jokes and really like fun like comebacks to like some quips that people have in my comments. It's really fun sometimes. But like the NASCAR cookbook, when it comes out, I will be flipping through those recipes. Off-season content, here for it. Like, we will get you ready for your Daytona 500 party, you guys. Like, with all of the recipes, all the things. And maybe we'll make a lobster roll. We never know. I don't know how to do that. That sounds a little
super easy.
Really? That sounds kind of scary.
It requires murder, I think. I think it requires murder.
Doesn't everything?
It's a price to pay for a good lobster roll.
Doesn't all food require some level of sacrifice? You know?
I mean,
yeah.
I had beef stir fry tonight. What did I murder?
So yummy.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, New Hampshire, right?
we just lost our PETA deal that was in the works.
Yep. Now you're gonna make me feel guilty next time I eat anything. I love it.
Churros are so good though. But yeah, New Hampshire, Kansas, Roval. That's our round of 12. I think you could guess that, or not even guess, but looking at the stats, you would know that New Hampshire and Kansas pretty much favor the Toyotas. You could say Kansas maybe is a good place for Hendrick Motorsports to find their groove again, knowing Kyle Larson's decent at that track. Issue is they've not been great the past few weeks, so don't know what's happening there, quite honestly. I will say, like, we've talked about during the summer, they'll have their, like, we don't exist, we're getting ready for the playoffs, and then when the playoffs hit, boom. But then my question, my theory, if I can put on my tinfoil hat, is maybe they're just trying to do the bare minimum right now, not putting as much effort into it because it doesn't matter. It's a one-race championship. So they want to prepare everything they can for Phoenix, or for that round of 8 when they have to make it to Phoenix, and then good to go. I think the first 2 rounds they just don't care about, and we shouldn't be concerned. That's my thought.
One-race championship for now.
For now, next year will likely change.
It's rumor has it.
I mean, look.
Jordan Bianchi bombshell.
Don't tell that guy the nuclear codes. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a good secret keeper.
I don't know. I think this is this year's playoffs. There's not a lot of surprises. I'll put it like that. Like, other than SVG getting knocked out in round 1. Big surprise to me.
Huge surprise.
But
all taken aback.
Yeah. But I mean, it just, I don't see anything crazy happening. Like, I don't.
So Who do we think are going to be the next 4 eliminated?
Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Ross Chastain, Austin Cindric.
Andrew, do you agree with that?
Easy money.
Okay, well, when I did this originally, I put people I didn't think now. I thought maybe Bubba and Chase Briscoe. Now I do not think that.
Okay.
I do still think Joey Logano is probably in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about him.
I think a lot of people are saying Ross Chastain. I think he has enough maybe crazy to make it. You need a little bit of crazy for the Roval, right?
You also need a little bit of car, which Trackhouse clearly didn't provide.
But now they can put all their efforts towards one driver.
That is true.
I've heard that before.
I think there's something to that. I really do.
I don't know.
I think we're in for a hell of a round of 8, but I don't know.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. What's so crazy is going into this playoffs, there was no clear favorite to win the championship. I still don't think there is. But we're also at the same time saying there's no surprises as to who's getting eliminated, which tells us that there is in some way, shape, or form some favorites that we just can't figure out in our brains. It's a weird parallel.
It's been the same favorites, and it's just I don't see us deviating from that.
No, I don't. It would take something pretty extreme, I feel like, to sit here and say a Gibbs or a Hendrick car. I mean, those seem like the guys to me. Even like
Gibbs, Hendrick, or Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, even Ryan Blaney. Like, I feel like the Gibbs cars have more. The Gibbs cars have had more momentum. Obviously, they sweep the first round, but like, they've had a lot of them, and there's more of them. They're going to outnumber Penske. I mean, I don't know.
Well, Gibbs, Blaney, the 524 shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, let's be clear.
I don't know. I just. It's gonna look. That's the thing about these playoffs is everybody can make all the predictions you want. You can't predict Christopher Bell getting a loose wheel and backing it in the fence on lap 3 of New Hampshire. So I mean, the best you can do is analyze everything that happened, and I don't really see anything surprising happening. I think there's about 9 guys for 8 spots.
Yeah. I don't see anything crazy either. I think if Chase Elliott gets eliminated, I'm not shocked. If Logano gets eliminated.
He thought he got eliminated after Bristol.
He
didn't even know.
Funny. It was so funny. Like, I hated it.
That was crazy.
He was praying for it, dude.
He's like, get me out of the spotlight. I don't want to be in the media anymore.
He wants to start playing golf more.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
flying his plane around or whatever he does.
I'll be real with you. I'll be a little surprised if he does make it.
Same. Okay, that would be a surprise then if he does make it.
You think that helps Bowman? You think that helps Alex Bowman when he goes back to the table this year? And it's like,
yeah, because he's already a better driver than Chase Elliott.
Okay. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong.
Thank you.
No
my chat in my morning shows, they do is complain that Alan Gustafson is the problem. And then I said,
it's not.
I said one time, what if this is a driver error? Oh, sweet Lord Jesus. You thought they come after me with flaming pitchforks. No Chase Elliott fan wants to come to the reality that their driver doesn't always drive the best. And I don't know.
Sometimes a little humility is okay. Sometimes it's okay. And sometimes as fans,
check yourself.
We have to have that. It's okay to say, you know what? Chase Elliott might not have it this year. He might have
best year.
It's not his best year.
Regroup.
And that's okay. We need a Chase Elliott like therapy group where it's like, everyone welcome in. Let's chat.
Another offseason idea.
Chase Sexuals Anonymous.
Yes, there you go. There you go. There you go.
Oh,
I think that's needed. I think it's needed. I think it is. But I don't think we'll see any surprises here. I do think Toyota will do well this round. I think when it comes to the Roval, I think we're going to see Chevy. We saw that track last year. It was literally, if you have like the pole position, you're good to go. Like it is, at least for the Cup cars, Aero sucks, and it's all about track position there, really. The Xfinity race, though, last year, awesome. I'm very excited for that triple header weekend for Truck, Xfinity, and Cup. First time that Truck will be at the Roval, which no clue how that's going to go. But I am excited about it nonetheless. I'm excited to be there for it.
I think you know how that's going to go.
I like to think positively sometimes. I like to hope, it's my middle name.
You think the Roval is going to be a little spicier? You think guys will be a little more aggressive with Shane Van Gisbergen this time around because there's playoff spots and it's a cut race?
I think now that he's out of the playoffs, that just solidifies his win even more. Because
you don't think somebody's more likely to put a bumper to him and to get a win to advance if they're in a position?
I
I think there is that, but I think they're less likely to put a bumper to him than if, oh crap, we got to beat him for the playoff spot. So
true.
right,
That is true. Yeah. I mean, I just remember Sonoma and like Chase Briscoe was the one lined up on the other side of him, and it was like there was no chance that he was going to spin him.
Oh no!
But like in that situation now, I guess to your point though, if he's not a threat if he wins the race because he's not competing for that cut spot. So
yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, you always want to make a statement by being a playoff spoiler, like not being a playoff driver anymore, not being a playoff driver, period, and getting a win. Like that's a big boost to your confidence, your team's confidence, whatever it is. But yeah, I think going forward, I think this could be the first playoffs we've had in maybe, 3 seasons where we have all playoff drivers winning every single race in the playoffs. I do not think this year we're going to get a non-playoff driver winning one of them. Even for the Roval, I don't think SVG is going to win it. I don't think so. And I know, like, playoff driver, now not playoff driver, I understand it, but I still don't think he's going to. He has to lose one road course race this year.
Isn't this one
he already did?
Oh, yes, but he has to lose another one. Like, he can't just win them all like, from the. I just don't think that's possible.
You don't think Big Ty Reddick's going to show up and spoil the party in advance?
I can't wait to see you at the Roval, Taylor.
I do not think it's possible to win. That'll be 4 in a row for him?
Hands on sight. 5 in a row, actually. Get it right.
Yes, excuse me. Sorry. It'll be
Wouldn't that set the record, though, ahead of Gordon? 5 in a row? I think that would be it. The fastest driver the fastest to 5 or the most consecutive road course wins. I think. Don't fact check. Don't listen.
We're in a new era.
Yeah. So I guess find out if SVG wins at the Roval or not in the next few weeks. So yeah. Oh yeah. And by the way, like I totally skipped a week. I was like, Dom's at Kansas this week. No, he's not. This is not the Kansas weekend. So my apologies. Anywho, I said at the beginning of the show when the Dom sent a picture after his 5K that we talked about at the beginning of the show, like an hour ago. So I wanted to clarify that too. My bad. But Dom will be at Kansas. So if you see him, say hello. I will be at the Roval and Buddy will be at the Roval. So if you see us, say hello. None of us will be Sal, will you be in New Hampshire?
Absolutely not.
Okay, yeah. None of us will be at New Hampshire, so don't say hello because we won't be there.
The disrespect.
It's so far from it's a 6-hour drive for me.
Okay, all right, so far.
I'm not doing 6 up and 6 back in the same day and watching the race.
Yeah, that's diabolical. I did that with Atlanta.
I'm a quitter on that. If I can't get like a hotel, I'm cooked. So one of these days I'll make it up in New Hampshire. Plus, honestly, like I don't know, not the race I'm driving 6 hours for, to be honest.
Andrea's going to Phoenix.
Not for this year, for 2026.
Yeah, catch us all at Phoenix, guys. I guess Sal, you said you're just you're quitting. You're done with trying to go to New Hampshire, whatever. No, us we're quitting this show this evening. Thank you all so much for joining us. It's been great. And I tried to do that one. That sucks. You know what? That's fine to end on.
That was pretty good.
What if I'm surprised by the transition? I'm like, what are we doing? Oh, we're quitting.
I didn't even hear it.
That's okay. Whether you heard the transition or not, it's fine. We're done with the show this evening. It has been so lovely to talk with you all. We had such a packed show with IndyCar news, Cars Tour, everything. There was so much to talk about. So thank you so much for being here with us to discuss it all. Of course, we go live every single Wednesday. So tune in next week for the latest motorsports news across all big major motorsports series. And then, of course, keep up with our content throughout the week as well. If you want more information about our content, what we do, who we are, go to abovetheline.com. Of course, turn on the notification bell if you're watching on YouTube so you know when we post. We're posting pretty much every day of the week. And then, of course, a nod to our new content. The South Boston recap from Buddy on Tour is out now. Came out right before this show. There is a new episode of Nitro Nation with Sean Reed. Cool episode there, so make sure to go watch it. We have a new episode of Track Limits talking about this upcoming weekend from John. And then, of course, a new Splash and Dash from Sal. So make sure to go check out all that content. Of course, Above the Line comes out after the race on Sunday. So keep an eye out for that and any updates pertaining to that show on my personal platforms. But thank you so much to NASCAR.shop, Benzik Designs, Go Locker Racing, and On Brand for all of their support. And make sure to support them by visiting the links in the description of this video. And from Dom, spiders are our friends. And from the rest of us here at ATYL for the evening, thank you for joining us for a chaotic but fun show. Cannot wait to talk with